Let me ask you real quick. I got a quick
hmm
question. What do you think of, because you bring up something about them not showing you guys certain things, right?
Right.
Do you think 2K is too guarded about stuff so close to release? I find them to be very unique in how they disseminate information. Because most games by this point, we're about 2 weeks away,
Right.
you
Oh
know
yeah.
everything about the game. Like you done played like Call of Duty, you done played 5 betas, like a Watch Dogs type game, you know who all the characters are. You know
hmm
what I'm saying? Like even fighting games, you've played the pre-alpha, the alpha, Overwatch, that type of stuff. 2K's like, we're not gonna show you a basketball court, even though it's a basketball court and you know what basketball courts look like. Like the only difference between that Wizards basketball court is instead of the logo over here, it's gonna be over there. Instead of indigo blue 45, it's indigo blue 47. But they
Right.
got people on community that they're like, no, you can't look at the Wizards basketball court. Like, I don't really have an opinion on it because it's marketing. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. But I just find it very strange that 2K is so guarded about about a game that's gonna be 85% similar to the year before, a week out before the game is out. That's interesting to me. What do you haven't been there at community day? And I know I've been through the NDC stuff. I've been to 2K. I know how it is. What do you think of all
I think that honestly, well, the part with the part with the
that?
part with the courts is not 2K. That's the NBA.
Oh, is that the NBA?
That's
Okay.
the NBA. So the NBA doesn't want them to leak any uniforms that haven't been released. It's 2K and Nike as far as the uniforms.
Okay,
As
that makes
far as the
sense.
courts, it's the teams and the NBA. Now, as far as information, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that there's a happy medium between the way 2K does it and the way EA does it with Madden,
Yeah.
because I think EA spills all of their beans too early with
Mhm.
Madden, and so the game that it doesn't come out for about. I mean, and it's the whole thing is working for both companies because both companies sell a crap load of units
Right.
every year. But for me personally, as a fan, Madden tells you everything that's coming out, and there's nothing new for about anywhere between 45 to 60 days before the game comes out. Like literally everything's out there. So I always feel like by the time Madden comes out, and maybe this is because I'm a journalist that covers the games, but by the time Madden comes out, I'm kind of like, because the hype just isn't there like it was anymore, and I need to
Hmm.
get it back in my hand to like kind of rekindle that excitement. For 2K, I do think that I mean, literally, the neighborhood is going to be one of the biggest parts of the game, right? The game comes out in what is it, 9 plus 6, 15 days.
Yeah. That's soon.
And nobody has seen anything at all about the neighborhood, right?
Or my team,
My team
or you know what I'm
hasn't,
saying?
my team hasn't been dropped. So here's what I think, right? I think there is a I think there's a benefit to the way they do it because they literally keep people on a string until right at the very end, and then it's like reel them all in at that. And I get that from a marketing business standpoint, um, but I also think that it sets them up for a lot of criticism, which I'm not even sure they care about anymore. You know,
Yeah. You know
um,
what's funny? I don't know if it's my age or if I'm just so used to 2K
mhm,
doing this, but it used to be that I got more excited as it went on, like hunting the ghetto footage from,
mhm,
PAX and stuff like that. Or was it Paris Games or whatever, Gamescom, they usually had stuff. But now it's gotten to a thing of where because you know that they're not going to release any information so close to when the game comes out, and now there's more competition, frankly. Like in years past, I would play 2K, Street Fighter, and something else like on rotation. Whereas now it's like Overwatch and Destiny, and I started playing FIFA. Like there's a lot more competition for games just in general, and games are much more investment based. There's more 1,000-hour games out there. Right,
mhm.
games that you might be on some grind on. So a lot of people on Fortnite or Rainbow Six Siege. So for me, if 2K is being stingy with information, I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, I'll just see what it's like when it comes out. Like,
Yeah, you
they
know,
drop a trailer, and I'm kind of like, the game comes out basically tomorrow. Why do I care about your trailer of people just dunking and like shimmying at the camera? Like, yeah, I know there's gonna be dunking and Zion going flex. Like, I get it. Yeah, yeah. I dunked. I right.
yeah, the trailers don't do anything for me. They don't. The what does stuff for me is the developer blogs,
Yeah,
because I've been doing this for so long that I already know. I mean, put it like this, right? This is what a trailer is to me. A trailer is the girl you met on social media's best Instagram pics.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what.
Absolutely. And you know what? I have love for that when it's done really well. The Momentous trailer is
Oh yeah, I
always
mean, yeah,
fantastic.
but
And
for.
shout out to Shady who just dropped his Sizzle trailer. If y'all haven't seen it, that's
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you though. It's like it's not really telling you anything. I guess I would love the developers' blogs if they were really, really in depth, but they kind of dialed that back this year too.
Well, I thought I think that the gameplay one is good. Um there's some other ones that may, you may see down the road that I think you might feel is has a little bit more weight to them.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I put it like this. We're going to talk about each mode, so I kind of don't want to jump the gun because I want to make
yeah.
it, when we break these out into individual segments, it's easier for our editor, my
Hmm.
wife, to handle it. But it's like I agree with what you're saying. I do think
Yeah.
that um after you're going through so many release cycles with 2K, the 2K way can get a little bit like. But
Yeah.
here's the thing: 2K as a business has to really concern themselves with the new fans who may only be their fourth 2K cycle.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? This may only be their third 2K cycle. And I do still, I don't, now the ghetto footage, I just can't do. I just
Yeah.
like that stuff there. And call me a sadiddy video game fan, but anytime I see something and I'm
Well,
not watching
let's be
that.
100%. Let's be 100%. In 2008, ghetto footage was authentic.
Oh yeah.
In almost 2020, you can't even make ghetto footage anymore.
Because
There's no such thing as
the
ghetto
phones are
footage.
so good. You almost right.
Everybody's phone is in 4K. What are you talking? We
Right.
talking about ghetto footage? They know the ghetto got 4K phones too.
Yeah.
I don't know what you
Right.
talking about.
It's
Ghetto.
it's
Who are you fooling, man?
the thing of it is that, like, okay, like off screen stuff is what I can't deal with,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Because
And I'm
even with a 4K
right.
phone, bro, if you shot that joint, talking about some, I just I can't do it, bro. I
Yeah.
can't do it. It does something to me, and I don't know. It's
I was just curious because in this day and age, honestly, I get more hype for Mike Wang and the developers
yeah,
answering tweets than I
yeah,
do for their actual marketing. I just wanted to pick your brain on it. I'm not really complaining because, as I've said repeatedly, I'm not going to argue with 2K marketing on anything, man. Nobody ever thought this game would get this big. They're one of the biggest games in the entire industry,
they
let
are.
alone sports. So shout outs to them for all of their success. I do think it's well deserved for all of our criticisms of the game. I never want to lose sight of the fact that we're criticizing a great game. At this point,
Yeah,
though, it just seems like with the market, and I'm kind of like, eh, I'm not. I'm not sure this is really working, or is it just that you guys are so awesome it's going to work anyway? You know what I mean?
you know what? Honestly, I kind of think it's more the latter.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I
It's like
kind of
when
think
Beyonce, like, she just dropped her record without telling nobody it was happening. Yeah, she Beyonce. She could drop it however she feel like dropping
exactly, and
it.
I
She could
think
show up at the corner of your house and just hand it out, and 4 million people gonna show up to
and it's
grab it by the afternoon.
it'll be viral next week.
Right, right,
So
absolutely.
it's yeah,
The
I
biggest release
think
in
that
history.
is kind of what it is with them. Like, I do think sometimes they overthink things.
Yeah,
And like you say, it can be a little bit overly secretive. But see, you guys, you and I, Nelson, and then most of the people in our chat, because we tend to attract people who game like we game, and
yeah.
we attract people who are the same level of fan of 2K that we are, right?
Mhm.
But that only speaks for the people that are here. There are other people who, like I said, haven't been through as many release cycles. They play the game for different modes and for different things. Like, there's some stuff, bro, I'm gonna tell y'all, and when y'all see it, okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you. there's something that's in this game that I really can't even say yet, but there's something in this game that when y'all see it, every single person probably was watching this right now is gonna go, oh my God, really? And it's not gonna ruin anything that you love, but it's just something that when you see it, but there's probably a larger group of people that's gonna go, oh, that's lit.
So it's gonna be like this year's cages and
Yeah,
dodgeball.
something like that. So I'm just saying, right? It's just wait and see. You're gonna see what I'm saying when you see it, you're gonna go, that's what Mazique was talking about. I already know without me even saying it, right? So
And
it's
2K, I
just
got a
different
secret.
groups.
I got a secret for you, 2K. All we care about is my career versus modes, my team, and my league. That's your game. That's 2K.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
all the dodgeball and football and bike tricks and cages. I honestly think that that's wasted resources. Like
I don't think it's a waste because
the
I don't
DJ
think
room, which I enjoyed, but
I don't think that there's anything like that they're doing that is preventing them from doing something that is more whatever. I think the things that they don't do are philosophy issues,
yeah, I
tech
agree.
or
They
tech
are
issues or
philosophy. Yeah.
something to that effect. That's what I
I
think.
would say it's philosophy in the sense of like if I had disk space to allocate for say the cages, I would have rather walked across that bridge and had an online practice place.
Yeah,
You know, where I could like practice my moves, practice against my friends. You know what I'm saying? And just
right.
check out new jump shots and stuff like that without in a park type environment and stuff like that. But hey, you know what? That's me. I just wanted to pick your brain on that. Was there anything else on Community Day you wanted to drop on us?
Basically what I wanted to say is just that when you're like, so they gave us all an opportunity to capture footage, right? So that's why the footage that you're seeing is in
He said is B Fresh back. I'm sorry. That's why I shouldn't read the chat while you talking because we got. That's a good one. Shout out to you. Go ahead,
It's,
Mazique. I
no, it's all
apologize,
good.
but that's
That
good.
it's just that like they gave us opportunity to capture this footage, right? Everybody had a chance.
Yeah,
So you only get a certain amount of time. So you got to go to whatever you think is important to whoever your audience is, right? I know who I am, and I know I'm a franchise mode guy, and I know I'm a roster guy. So I had to
yeah,
make sure that I hit that up a lot. I think I had probably the most straight gameplay stuff, 5v5 stuff of anybody who was there. And
yeah.
I knew that that would be the case. But I didn't want to completely neglect my career and all that and my player builder. So I got some of that stuff coming too. But the environment is such, man, that there's so much going on. You really can't get a really good feel of how the game really truly plays because you're not
Yeah.
sitting in your chair.
Mhm.
You're
Mhm.
not doing like you. So I caution everybody to take these early impressions from Community Day with a grain of salt because it's not the same as sitting in your chair, you know.
You know what it is, and I've actually gone through this doing music and stuff like that.
Hmm.
When you get on a plane, fly out to a place, see 100 new faces, make a whole bunch of quick contacts, and then sit down to do something, it just happens in a completely different place in your brain.
Yeah,
What you do, the way you focus when you're playing 2K and learning anything like on your own is totally different than when you do it in that environment. And the feedback is just based off of a very basic impression. It's part of the reason that when people do tournaments, they first tournament, most people don't play very well
hmm,
because they're so not used to that tournament environment. Their adrenaline and focus is all out of whack. And even though it's not competition in 2K, it's still a very similar thing,
yeah,
going up there and doing that kind of thing.
yeah. I mean, because people are walking by and all that,
Yeah,
like, because I'm sitting there and I'm trying to look at rosters and play a game with the Pelicans, and Offset walks by.
yeah.
And not that I care much about the Migos, but I recognize
I'm
what's
glad you said the Migos because I had no idea who that was. But
yeah.
also,
Trust me,
he Amigo.
trust me. I had to ask my son, who is that? I knew he was somebody, I knew
Right.
he was somebody, but I didn't know who he was, you know.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, you know, whatever. And I mean, then some other rapper, I forget the guy's name, was there, and a bunch of other people. The game was the game. Dude, the game is a
No, he's
hardcore
nice. He had a
gamer.
99. He had a
Like
99
he's a
character.
hardcore. He don't just play like, oh, and yeah, I got the controller. I'm gonna play a little. No, dude is
No.
like he's
No, the
sitting in there.
game is he
Yeah,
is nearly a professional level basketball player. Not
yeah,
NBA professional, but professional.
right.
And he is nearly a professional 2K player in terms of his dedication. Even
Yeah,
if he paid somebody to get him to a 99,
yeah,
that still means he cares enough to have a 99.
yeah, for sure,
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? Like he
Yeah,
gonna use this 99 rated carry. It means he knows that at 99 you go to Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be deep into it to even want that. So
for
shout
sure.
out to those guys. Did you enjoy the event?
I did, man. I did. I did. Everything pro wrestling says that I turned on the Bulls because he see this hat. Actually, no, I'm wearing this hat in honor of my man, Mr. 1989. I know he's a Clippers fan, and he wanted to brag about Kawhi because we ain't had a show since Kawhi went to the Clippers. So
Uh huh.
I wanted to give him a little bit of shout out there.